Hi, my name is Valerie Price. I've been doing 2008 style video blogs, just sort of talking about whatever. I wanted to do one talking about Twitter, which I obviously have a lot to say about it. I'm addicted to it. I probably spend 8 hours a day on it, just staring at it, and it's a big part of my life. But it didn't start that way. It's been very random my foray into Twitter as I hit 1,500 followers today, which is nothing, but a life-changing amount for me, as my tale will tell. Um, I have been on Twitter since 2009. I had 300 followers up until recently, 200 of which were 100% inactive. And like 80 of which I got off like one dumb tweet one day. I had like a little viral take and like had no engagement. I had zero engagement on any tweet. And it was just a shit poster. I didn't take it very seriously. It was like couple of my friends followed me, and I would get high in the middle of the night, and I would not run spell check, and I would just fuck around. I didn't care. It was like a chat room, basically. And when I started running my Kickstarter, actually, the way I got into Twitter is because I wanted to cast a movie with trans actors, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done. I can't even believe I pulled it off because there are just simply not very many trans actors. They are the ones you see who are successful, which are like Harry Neff and Hunter Schafer, and the big ones. And most of those women, one, don't want to do independent film. Two, don't really want to play specifically trans characters. They'd rather just play women, which more power to them. Like that's what I would want to do. And three, are just out of my league. Those are like Hollywood people, and I'm an independent producer. They were off the table. And then so you're looking at up and comers. Isn't hard in anything else. I've cast a lot of things in my life. Casting a kid show was the easiest thing I ever did. Stage moms. I put up an ad for a kid show. I got 200 video auditions within the first couple of days. Like just like hundreds and hundreds of people like who wanted it bad. But I put up an ad for trans people. I got like zero. I went on Backstage. There's maybe in LA on Backpage. I think there's like a dozen, many of which accounts are dead. Where do you even cast? I went to Trans Lounge, I went to Discords, I went to forums. But the honest to God truth is 50% of trans people are homeless. Um, so homeless people aren't really taking acting classes in high school, and like putting that's not really something you can do if you are not. Acting tends to be people who are from slightly wealthier families. Tends to be a habit of those. Maybe not all, but like most of them. And then also a majority of trans women are, I don't know the numbers on it, but a lot of trans women are neurodivergent. And that also is, or tend to be introverted, or tend to be into video games, or anime. More introverted or less. There's definitely outgoing trans women. But statistically, so like less than 1% of the population is trans. 50% are homeless. A huge percent of them are neurodivergent. I wanted someone under 30, which is also like chopping off a big chunk of it. And when you get down to it, you're looking for like a unicorn. And also like would be nice if they were as beautiful as a movie star to star in a movie and like had some charisma and charm to it. And the truth is that's just like I couldn't find it. I'd post ads on Instagram, I'd have my trans friends repost them. I'd get like one audition after a couple months and it would be like, it didn't blow me away. I don't want to talk trash on anyone who auditioned. Everyone who auditioned I appreciate, but there were some that were like Craigslist level, like I've never acted before in my life. Um, and then, slowly you find trans Twitter, which is where, one, a lot of trans women are addicted to Twitter. So that's like when you're finally tapping into the culture. Trans culture basically, I don't want to make any like overly bold statements, but trans culture is very intertwined with Twitter. Certainly a certain tribe of it. I think that's fair to say. Um, and then, so then, I'm on Twitter. I can find, and to be honest, most beautiful trans women who are like public and in the like or whatever tend to be sex workers marketing themselves. Because the other thing is too, to be a beautiful trans woman is not like something you just like. A lot of it takes a lot of surgery. A lot of it takes a lot of passion. A lot of it takes makeup. There's a lot to it, or just happen to be transitioned very early, or et cetera, et cetera. It's very hard to find people. I guess is my it's very hard. So then I started reaching out to sex workers, which is also miserable because when you're an account with 200 followers, cold emailing a sex worker being like, want to be a movie star, they mostly don't read those. Like if they even do read them, they do not take it seriously. Now that I'm on the other side of it, I definitely get messages like that all the time, and they go right into a folder. So even getting someone to respond to me was difficult. Especially like I started with the like 100,000, 200,000 accounts. And then, so for like 6 months, then I was just like trying to get my friends with more followers to me. I'd be like, oh, like, you have 1,500 followers. Could you ask somebody who knows them? You know what I mean? And then it's like a grueling. And like, also remember casting for most of my other parts, I just put up an ad and fill it. This is like 9 months into the process, and I'm begging my friend with 1,500 followers to reach out to his friend, to reach out to a sex worker who in most cases, most sex workers have never acted before and have no interest in it. Most of them want to do sex work or other shit. Like it's not like everybody wants to be a movie star, especially people who are running sex worker accounts. Um, so then there were like 6 months of just like reaching out to everybody, and you finally get an audition sometimes, and it'd be like a beautiful woman. You're like finally like a candidate, like even a candidate was huge. And then sometimes they'd be good, but were they perfect for it? You know what I mean? Like you have to see hundreds of auditions to find what you want, generally in casting, in my experience, and even with amateur actors, probably even more. So I just didn't luck into it. Like I got some cool auditions. I definitely remember a couple that were like, I don't know if I should say names. I won't say names, but I definitely saw some very cool auditions that were like, man, like you'd be perfect for a movie. There's a lot of people that I put into a folder in my next movie. I have all cast. I have people who were like, you're not good for these parts, but like I really like what you have, and like maybe if you took like one acting class that we could pay for, like I bet we could do something really cool if I wrote a character for you. But anyway, I finally connected with this one gender fay chick who was amazing, and she really wanted it. Like the thing is, like I felt like I was going crazy after a while because to me, do you want to star in a movie is a cool thing. Like I would love someone to ask me that. I think I don't know, I'm crazy, but I think the idea, do you want to star in a movie, we will pay for it and like pay you, is something that I would at least respond to the email of if it were a legit offer. I guess it's coming off legit. Anyway, I finally found someone who like got it, who like wanted to make a movie with me, and they auditioned, and I really liked their audition a lot, but it just like it just didn't click or something, like whatever. And anyway, like so, like I go through this long process. I finally win the lottery, and I get my one star that I like is the coolest looking person in the world and is hilarious on Twitter, and just like after a year of like being ready to give up and almost cast a cis person, I got one audition from a cis person, and I've never more been ready to like just like fuck it. Like I can't. I once shot the last project I did. I won't use names either, and I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone, but I will say that I cast 3 or 4 people in it, and all of them were good. And one gave like wasn't the best actor, but I really wanted some representation in it. And I thought, you know what, like I'm gonna pass over people who gave better auditions because this person is like really good representation, and I think it's more important for me as a filmmaker to have non-white fucking actors and things, like especially the things I want to do. White people have enough TV shows made for them. I'd like to like finally do something, and I did it. And no offense to my actor, but we like basically had to cut him out of the movie because like it was a nightmare. And I promised myself, like, you know what, if I have a cis actor who's crushing it and my only selections of trans women aren't as good, I don't want to make the same mistake again. That was a very expensive, difficult mistake. Like when you're making a movie, the craft comes first. You need an actor. A movie is good acting, and if someone is a good actor, that's a good choice for a movie. Not a crazy idea, but one that like I had to learn the hard way. And still, I'm making. I guess I'm not making that choice, but like it's definitely on my mind. I definitely like. I'm always tempted to weight diversity more, and I do weight diversity more. But luckily, like in this movie, everyone I cast has been amazing. So whatever. Moving on, and I got Spite on board, and we had someone else we liked a lot. She was really good. She would have worked. I really liked her. We met a couple times. I just like had a really good feeling about her, but like we hadn't offered it to her yet because in the back of my mind, I was like, I'd like to see one more audition. You know what I mean? Like they were very good, but I was like, and then we started the Kickstarter, and it was just one actress on the poster. We just had our main person, and anyway, somebody saw that and like them, and they connected, and that's how we cast our other lead. But that was a year and a half, and me giving up and starting the crowdfunding without a lead cast. Like it took me that long to find this person, and now they are the greatest actor of all time, and I could do 25 video blogs hyping the cast I have now and how. I mean, I talked to this. I don't know why I'm not saying their names. That's supposed to work. like being coy. Like these mysterious people whose names I will not say. I'm talking about these two people. And I talked to Bugs Matrix on the phone yesterday, who just wrapped her. It's like a weird choice. I'm like, so like, I don't know. But go easy on me. It's a long day. I was talking to Bugs on the phone yesterday, who just wrapped her movie with Mia, and which sounds like that movie looked amazing. Like that movie's gonna be the sickest movie ever made, and I wish I would have had a cameo in it, to be honest. Like, I wanted it so bad. They weren't shooting in LA. I wasn't going to fly up there. I get it. But, man, that movie's going to be legendary. It's going to be a generation. I want to compare it to, like, The Fault is in the Stars, but, like, queer. Which is a movie and book I love, actually. So, anyway, like, I think, like, and even that, I think it's going to be better than that. I really think they're making the all over me of this generation. This is a reference no one gets. My favorite lesbian movie when I was a kid that like, really meant a lot to me. Like I see that in when I think they made that movie. I read the script, it was amazing. Anyway, I could gush on them all day. Like they're like the fact that they consider me peers and that Bugs is working with me and that she worked on that like sick movie. We're making another sick movie. Something really exciting is going on. Anyway, again, I like don't let me drink my own Kool-Aid. I'll just make a blog, just losing my mind. But I talked to Bugs and like not only is she like beautiful, non-binary, gender fluid, an amazing filmmaker. Like her audition, I've never seen an audition I like more. And she gave me this sick audition where she was like on the floor and she had like a weapon. She like made these amazingly like just cool choices. And afterwards she was like, oh, what did you want to do with it? Like, nobody followed up with her auditions. She's like, here's some things I tried. I like the character like that. And to be honest, she gets my movie better than I do. She has said things where, like, there's maybe a character that was sort of based on someone I know, let's say. And she's like, oh, this person is doing this for this reason. And I'm like, fucking insight. Yes, you're right. Like, I didn't realize it. But, like, she's just, like, they are all pronouns. I'm doing them all. I love all of them. I love rotating pronouns with all noun people. Having two all pronoun people in my movie is like the fucking sickest shit in the world. I think all pronouns is the most omega badass choice you could have. The confidence, the swag, you've seen through the matrix of gender and like owned it and made it your own. Anyway, now I'm just gushing. Anyway, I talked to Bugs and we're like getting ready to start a movie, and it was the sickest cast ever, and like I still feel like I won the lottery. Like these two people didn't have to fall into my lap. I did like hundreds of auditions for a year and a half full time. I would stress out for months. My wife was like, why don't you just write a movie about two white dudes? You know, a bunch of those. They're easy to get. And I'm like, no, I got to be an auteur. Anyway, it all worked out in the end. It doesn't always. It does not always. I'm fucking down on my knees every day to get to work with the cast I'm working with. Anyway, what was my point? It was just about casting in general and casting. But the thing is, now that I've made a movie with these two people, I have since had some amazing people reach out to me that I would love to work with. Like now, now that I have also they've retweeted the shit out of me and I have 1,500 followers and I'm associated with them now. Like you draft off their clout. That wasn't why I was in it at all. I wasn't even like a Twitter nerd. But getting a little bit of clout, like just a little now. The fact that people take me seriously, that like I have people I meet through Twitter and I go hang out with them. I have like this whole new world of other people who are addicted to Twitter. Who've become aware of my work, and like I don't know, it's been really fun to be like I like a micro influencer. 1,500, that's nothing. It's funny too because like it was very hard for me to get to 1,500 followers, but I see people who are like total garbage with like 3,000, and I'm like, how did you even? It's harder to get followers now. I don't get in the weeds of Twitter bullshit, but yeah, Twitter's fucking crazy now too. The crazy thing about Twitter is it can make all your dreams come true, and it can get you murdered. Like my wife plays. Anyway, this is a whole other topic. I'll just end it here. I'll do another video on the Hollywood Twitter. Anyway, thank you for hanging out. What's up, Violet? Boom shakalaka. It's my new outro. How do I stop? What a terrible vlog.